President Trump just announced tens of millions of children will be receiving up to $1,000 each, funded by a donation from billionaire Michael Dell. Damn. And seed money from Trump admin. At 18, Americans will gain access to the account. Wild.
Today is Giving Tuesday. I don't know if anybody's heard that one before, but it is indeed Giving Tuesday. One of the biggest days of the year for philanthropy and charitable giving. And this afternoon, Michael and Susan Dell are committing to one of the largest private donations in American history, which will directly benefit the next generation of American children through the new Trump Accounts program that we created in our One Big Beautiful Bill. And Michael and Susan came to see me along with Brad, and they said, this is an idea. And I said, I think, it sounded just so good and so unique. Trump Accounts will be the first, I guess you could say, real trust funds for every American child, allowing family members, employers, corporations, generous donors to contribute money that will be invested and grow over the course of a child's life to be used for their benefit after they turn 18. So in other words, these are children that are going to, an investment's going to be made. That investment's going to continue to grow, we hope, right? We hope.
Yeah.
And but it will, and they'll feel like Michael Dell someday. But at 18, they'll have a lot of money, a lot more money than they would have had, and potentially a lot of money. But these accounts will track the overall stock market.
So essentially, they get $1,000 when they're born. I think it goes to low-income families. We'll see what the parameters of that is. But I remember Trump talking about this in the past. I'm like, that was such a cool idea. And I'm like, man, because people are always whatever with Trump, you know what I'm saying? They're like, is he going to do what he's going to say he's going to do? But he's been doing that a lot. And yet again, here's another one. He's following through with what he said he was going to do. And he said he had this idea. Kids get $1,000 when they're born, goes into an investment. And then after 18 years, they could pull that out. And that's what they have to get their start with. Donald Trump got $1 million from his dad to get his start. That's some outlier type stuff. Not everybody gets that opportunity. Maybe this is his way of, I got a little bit of cash to get my start. Once you guys give that a shot too.
Market will be 100% private property controlled by the child's guardians. In honor of America's 250th anniversary, the Dells are announcing today that they are giving 25 million American children $250 each to save and to invest in their personal Trump account. Now, that's the equivalent of $6.25 billion. In other words, to put it succinctly, Michael and Susan are giving $6.25 billion in total contribution. That's big stuff. I don't care who you are. These gifts will be available to the first 25 million children aged 10 and under the zip codes where their median income is $150,000 or less.
I think that's absolutely incredible. But somehow, some way, some lib Karen is going to find a way to be upset about this.